strategy, and as you saw, there's a lot of focus on goal number 4, quality education, quality education. And I think it's the right focus, or it's a very good focus, because that's also the key to achieve many of the other goals, such as, and that's really small print now, no poverty, climate action, etc. You can only solve that with the right skills. We as SAP, a key skill actually is technology, is knowledge about digitization. So we are quite well positioned to provide that kind of education in a scalable form, basically to the world. OpenSAP is one means to do it. Another means, of course, is our Next-Gen program, which is next on the agenda. Let me advance the slide a little bit. Thank you. Quality of education. So examples from our team here. Next-Gen program, quality of education. Of course, the University Alliance program existed long before the SDGs were defined or were agreed upon. And we are providing for free access to our software to universities, now also to schools, and we also give them access to educational resources, lectures basically out of the box. And all of that is for universities, for schools, of course, for free. So it's very strongly linked to the goal number 4, quality education. But we actually do more, and the colleagues will talk about that as well. Now, when we teach young people, doesn't matter if it's school kids or university students, they can do then something with their knowledge. And with that technology skill, they can then address also other SDGs. And you will see some examples, and some examples, by the way, are also up there in the little show area that we have built up. So let me hand over now to Michael. Michael runs the Next-Gen University Alliance group here in Dach, right? Dach. Michael?
Thank you very much, Bernd, and thank you for being on stage. That's always my check when we have American guests. Nobody of them can really pronounce Dach. Yeah, that's very easy. So yeah, my name is easy to pronounce and to spell, Michael Nuernberg, so exactly like the town, like the city here in Germany. So usually my Ü dots got lost, or I'm Nuernberger, but it's most of it really comes close to at least it. And thank you, Alexander. Maybe I put this in as well. So at least 3 out of my 4 kids already participated in the first Lego League, and I can only really recommend it to everybody. So one slipped through. Don't know what I did wrong on her. But my eldest now studying at KIT, something on what we call Informationswirtschaft, so also information technology. Don't know, maybe that was some influence. And my youngest just started. He was so keen on building the robots, and now he reached the age where he now allowed to join the team, and they have a team now starting this all off. So as Bernd introduced, and as you see on the screen, we also want to give you some examples. I will only very, very briefly set the stage for some more colleagues of mine to come. And as Alexander already so nicely started with some quiz style, and also as Bernd outlined already, for nearly 30 years already, we do what you see on the very first thing. So we from University Alliances give away the SAP product licenses for free, as you might know. Of course, only for educational and research purposes, so not for productive use or commercial use, so that we want to bring the next generation in touch with SAP products early on. So that's a long runner. Since you see it on my shirt, the Next-Gen, yeah, with this double arrow logo, you also see the banners here. What we do now for a bit more than 2 years, and also it comes a bit closer to when the Sustainable Development Goals have been introduced, run these Next-Gen projects where you see here we bring customers, so real industry partners, not necessarily SAP customers, most of them are, industry partners together with young bright minds from universities working on real life challenges, yeah. And we did not, you need to believe me, we did not create this slide only for today. So whenever we talk about what we do as SAP University Alliances, and that we do these Next-Gen projects, we always link them to the Sustainable Development Goals. So we have been kind of an early adopter, and I'm so glad also that today with this event and now ongoing, we do much more also with our CSR colleagues, as I think we have a very strong link in here. So having said that, very briefly, this sounds, as we say, okay, University Alliances, you go out to the universities, you meet the professors, you tell them here is some SAP software, use it, run it. That sounds pretty much like quality education. So you exactly hit one of the Sustainable Development Goals on the head. Yes, to a certain extent, but we do more. If you carefully listen to Bernd, he outlined that within what the students learn, what the school kids learn. Yeah, we also, you might know, have this Young Thinkers program, where exactly what Alexandra was referring to, we do the very same. Go to the schools, have a lot of SAP people as well, employees who run then classes in the schools of their kids to also help them, the teachers, educate, especially on economics and technology topics. So with these, as I call them, these next-gen projects, and I only focus on the upper left corner to keep, to stay in time, we run entire semesters where then the students work on real-life challenges given by real customers, ideally in the context of the digital transformation. But in addition to the digital transformation, there's always also a strong link to the sustainable development goals. Just to show, I just heard it's always about who has the biggest logo on it. Here all the logos are very small, but it's more to show you that we run project by project by project by project, so it's really increasing and the adoption is pretty nice. So just recently we have had the chance to present on the DSAG annual congress, you know, DSAG, German-speaking SAP user group, and there have been 4,000 attendees, and our board members were so kind to announce and address, look, if you companies have really issues to find your next generation of talents to work for you, join forces with SAP, join forces with the SAP University Alliances program, and enter next-gen projects. Yeah? So they really show it as a path to success to get talents onboarded. And we do the very same on our academic conferences, where we address this to the university professors and say, look, if you want to get your students in touch with industry, and looking at Carsten, I think that's a super example how to bring really students in touch with industry and working on real projects. Yeah? So I think there's nothing more boring for students than working on future shelfware. Yeah? So where they know I work on a nice project, but I know the professor will check it, read it, give me hopefully a lot of marks, but then it will disappear. So here the students really work on things, on projects, on challenges the customers really want to get solved, want to get worked on, so they really can proceed on their transformation. So just to pick some of the examples, why should this now have any context with our sustainable development goals? So look to the very right. This is one of the, I would say, super well resonating projects there we built, and there the customer, so to say, is the metropolitan region Rhein-Neckar. So here our MRN, where we are in the center of it. And they came with a challenge and saying, well, look, what we would like to do is improve the infrastructure for bike routes. So we know there's a lot of bike routes around. Every morning and every noon the school kids need to go to school and go back to school, lots of them by bike. And we would love to know, are there certain hot spots? So first of all, what are the most utilized routes? And also, are there some weak points? So are there areas where there's a lot of danger to come into an accident and so forth? So what we did now is together then, and here it comes, our next-gen projects, we reach out then to universities, in this case, the University of Mannheim, University of Heidelberg and Hochschule Mannheim, so they all contribute, building an application where, and this is something others can do as well, you can just upload your data, you can track and trace your daily bike route, but you can also, and then with GPS, you can do a photo if you find, okay, this bike path, this trail is really dangerous, there's something broken, you can make a picture out of it, upload it, and then say, look, here needs, there's some fix needed to get it repaired. Yes, so here we say, oh, this is, and it's about biking, at least me, to gain and collect some data. This app motivates me to do some more biking, so it might already improve my health and well-being. Yeah? So see, Sustainable Development Goal number 3 is touched. It improves for sure the infrastructure, that's the main purpose, and of course, more to come. I will do the link to more of the goals later on, and here it's just the glimpse. So Laura, it's not to outperform now everybody say, oh, we do support more sustainable development goals than others. So I would say still, of course, quality of education is in the main focus of what we are doing. But to give you some examples, I will now call some of my dear colleagues on stage to tell you, and starting with clean water and sanitation, really give you an example, telling you how can our networking and our innovation networks we spread around can really help to contribute to get access to clean water. Having said that, I would like to ask my dear colleagues Karin Redman and Gustave Sawadogo on stage to explain to you how our projects help on clean water. Karin and Gustave, please.
started with mangoes, and I would like to introduce you to Gustave. He's a colleague of University Alliances, but only 20%. The rest he does a serious job in development. And yeah, he would like to tell you his story, how he started really to give something back to his country.
Okay, thank you. I hope everybody can appel my name, Sawadogo. Sawadogo, it means the guy who come from the horizon. And telling this, the mango story is a kind of emotional thing I have to do. I started 2012 here at SAP with 5 boxes of mango. One box is 5 kilograms. Could you imagine how much we have now? Nobody. But at now, this year, we sell 30 tons. Even our board member, our board, Bill, sent me a mail and say, Gustave, congratulations. That is a kind of, for me, a support to give back something to my country, to give back to the society, to give back where I am coming. Because the story is, I have 23 brother and sister, and I am the only one who goes to school. And even I am married to a white woman, and that is not enough. I work in a great company of this world, SAP. I have a responsibility to give something back. That was my motivation. And I say, okay, what can you do to give? Selling mango, selling something. And I say, okay, the mango is a good thing to sell here one time in a year. And if I can tell you, at the mango time, I have funny things. Because many people at the world of 21, people are in the run and waiting for the truck. Some call me, Gusa, where are you? Where are you? We need the mango. Where are you? And till now, short story, till now, we build 13 schools. From these 13 schools, we have about 17,000 kids going in this school. And last year, I had a conversation with someone who told me, look at, in this region of Burkina Faso, we have blind kids, many blind kids. And if everyone from you who has kids could understand what I'm feeling, for me to have 2 daughters, to see that these daughters could only live if they sell their, how to say it, copper, their body. They have no chance to live if they didn't do it. I was very sad in my head, so that I said, I want to help this region to get these girls and young people to get educated. We started in June last year. In February, they start to learn in the school already. And that's not enough. We say, okay, there are many other children and young people who want to go to school. let them go. We'll make it integrate school so that disabled or not disabled could go to school. This year, the action of the Mango was to give them water so that they have not to walk 2 or 3 kilometers to thirst for water. And I'm happy to tell you that for 4 days, I received a WhatsApp message with pictures and video. They will get water soon. They have already water, and we are now in the position to give the water to the test laboratory so that it could be used. So I think at the beginning of the school next week, we are happy to give them water and also classroom. That's a story of of my goal, and a support really emotionally with this goal for. Because you in Europe, you cannot understand how many young people are dying in the sea, how many young people are dying in the desert. You cannot, what with the median here are telling, it's only a few of what it's happened. We have to do more. And it is in our responsibility, and I'm grateful that I have a company who many people are engaged. I go to the University Alliance for one reason. I was there for a fellowship, 6 months. Because I have seen in the Francophone Africa, nobody didn't hear about SAP. That's not true. Nobody. I've never seen any young people of Cote d'Ivoire, of Mali, of Senegal, of what else here at SAP for fellowship or apprenticeship. And I say, oh, I want to go to the team of Michael and to change things. And I'm happy to say, after my 6-month fellowship, I had 18 universities. And now we have about 30 universities. And every day I have a call, I have an email when you could come to us. Because if I go to the universities, I tell them my own story. My own story is for them the key to accept something that they never had. So it's a bit time consuming, but it's an emotional story for me. Also to give back to my society what education can give. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Gustave. And now you wonder what has all this to do with university alliances in Germany. And it was a coincidence that I have a startup format that I run privately, but now it comes more and more also in the SAP community. It's 12 Minutes Me, and it's sometimes we run it in Karlsruhe, sometimes in Heidelberg, and sometimes in Mannheim. Once a month, we have 3 startups pitching. And as I knew the great work that Gustave did, for me, he's an entrepreneur, beside his work here. And so I asked him to pitch there, and he did that, and we only had 20 people there. It was really not very good visitors. It was, I don't know, Carnival or something in March, and there was only one woman. That really was the effect or the kick that Gustave now got water for for his people, because it was a lady from the KIT Business Club, and she said, you need water? We have Researchers Without Frontiers in our campus, and they love to do projects like that, concrete and near time, and so now they already did the first successes there, and we are very happy to continue the collaboration with them. And they have a purpose, a sense in their work in Africa to help the children. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, and that's how we will continue in our work. And we now start with relationships to France, and the network grows. So it's really interesting how, if you have a purpose, you can also attract other people and other communities to give more impact in such a hard work that one person started. So it's all about action, and just start doing something. You can really involve with us, you can contact us. We like to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you both. And as I said, I saw now there's then the strong link, not only to quality education, but as you said, get some clean water. So thanks a million. And I will keep it short, and I hope we get some extra minutes for the next sub-slot. And I would like to ask Jens coming on stage. Yes, well prepared.